Hello everyone, GadgetGirlKylie here, and welcome back to another episode of Vampyr. So we are continuing from where we left off. We now need to go and meet Edgar Swansea back at the hospital, which is fine because we should get some more combat along the way, which I'm totally down for. And speaking of combat, as if right on cue.
See them fancy
Nom 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 nom! Oh, I hate those guns. The kind of like rapid fire almost. Bit problematic. Alright, those two are dead. Oh, I thought there was another one around here. I guess not. That's fine. Just making our way back to Dr. Swansea. That's what we're doing, guys. That dodge, though. Am I right? Oh, come on! I just dodged. Nice. I got too cocky. I was like, look at that dodge, though, and then failed on the next dodge. Okay, we've got some level 16s here, so I need to be a little bit more cautious. Oh no! I was about to use my vampire skill! There goes one. Oh no! Get dead. Nice. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. I need to be a little bit more cautious, I think. Oh god, we've got a level 16. A level 16 sewer beast enemy. Okay, right, I am just going to go ahead and switch to my gun. Oh shit. Oh! Oh, there we go. Oh, God, the tension was real then. Jesus. Okay, I don't need that gun on now. I've got no bullets in the other one. So I'll switch back to my stake. Okay, that's just another poster that we've already read before. Okay, I can hear a lot of screaming, which isn't pleasant. Not gonna lie. Got a level 16 here. There we go. Right, I've almost got full HP again now. Which is what I want, to be honest. What level are you? Level 16. Okay, I'll fight you. Oh shit, no, there's two of them. Bollocks. Can't get me when I'm locked into an animation. Screw you. Oh shit! Where did you come from? Oh god, I need to get rid of one of them. Oh! Two for the price of one there. Right, there we go. Oh god, did he just feed on that body? What the hell? I think he just fed on that body. I don't know whether that gave him HP or like additional strength or something. Yeah, get dead, son. Thank you. Continue this way now. See, I'm trying to think with this series, should I be including these bits? Or should I can't go that way. Or should I start, like, cutting them out? And just getting... Shit. Or should I just, like, not include them and just get to where I need to go, you know what I mean? Because you can just ignore the enemies if you want. I mean, I don't gain the experience from the enemies, really. I gain a little bit, but not loads.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you.
Oh! Oh my god! He's got horns! He's like a devil! The fuck?
Fear be gone.
What the fuck?
I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Stop your riddles, why choose me?
You selected me. Chose me.
I don't know whether this is supposed to be a representation of the devil because of the horns.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
Okay. To me...
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave.
To me...
The vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
To me, that made it sound like he was saying that the disease has been almost developed, like man-made, but using... I don't know, it was kind of confusing what he said, but the way I interpreted it was that basically he's saying that although it's an old threat, it's been touched by human hands and created something new, which is this disease. But I don't know.
I hope that might help.
Can I open this now?
It's locked.
Still locked. I'd have to kill him, and I like him. So it ain't gonna happen. I don't know, so as I was saying, I don't know whether to cut out the parts where I'm just running from point A to point B, but it's fun to have some combat in the game every now and then. Okay. I need to go to Swansea. What do you guys think? What do you think that was? I mean, a disembodied spirit? I don't know. It could have been a representation of the devil, but I'm not sure. I mean, you know, it looked like it was made of fiery blood almost, and it had the horns and stuff like that. And horns are always, like, symbolic of the devil, so maybe, but I don't know. But why would the devil be all like, find the truth? I actually should probably run around this hospital and do a bit more looting as well. So it seems to me like everything replenishes in the hospital when you've rested, so you can just come back and loot.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Whoa.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Oh.
Leave him, Jonathan.
Right, okay, so he's going to be
It's
on
a
our
sacred ground.
tail now.
Neutral territory.
sending men after Jonathan.
And I just had the carpet cleaned.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wouldn't want to bleed on your freshly cleaned carpet.
By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Right, before I do anything, there's probably some more shit for me to gather. Rare species of vampires. As a scholar and exegete, of ancestral writings, whatever that means, I would never insist enough about the importance of taking legends and ancient folklores into account when searching for hints about hidden or lost secrets. A common mistake is to take what we know for an established truth and use it to discard any contradictory material. For example, we must consider the possibility of undiscovered species of vampires, yes, and the necessity to rethink what we see as the established truth about the various types of immortals based on what we know and what we gathered through time. For how many centuries did we consider that vampire was the vernacular term for what we had learned to call econ until the day four explorers of the Brotherhood found proof in Siberia that Volkods were a lupine type of vampire. Ah, so is that what the sewer beast was then, a lupine type of vampire? We considered these creatures to be linked to the mythological werewolf. Now we know it is not true. So there's werewolves and then there's, what are they called in this? Volkods. Which is a lupine type of vampire. That's interesting then. That's cool. I like that. I like that they're coming up with different types of vampires and stuff. Okay. What about the rest? What about the Rakshasa from my homeland? What about the Chinese Jiangxi or the Puchen of southern Chile? I am butchering these names, guys. I'm so sorry. And without even leaving the beautiful Great Britain, what about the stories about bat-shaped women sometimes seen flying around St. James Church in Louth? Oh my god, please show us some sexy bat-shaped women. I'm so down for that. Reminds me of Jenny the Bat in Bloody Raw. That's what I'm imagining anyway. What about the creature only identified as a disaster in some obscure testimonies which tried to destroy London in 1666 by spreading plague all around the city? What about the Nimrod, the mythical figure of the restless vampire hunter, sometimes described by ancestral British icons as a legendary huntsman who only feeds on his prey's blood and could go unnoticed amongst the mortals and immortals? I tell you, my brothers, we never can be too sure of what we could find, if only we could forget for a few minutes what we're supposed to already know from Unveiling the Night by Usher Taltree, Primate of St. Paul.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing.
Oh my
This
god.
has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
Confidence must be restored. No one will notice a few more bodies. Do you fear for your reputation? No, confidence must be restored.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse.
Harriet Jones?
Blood everywhere.
Did we meet her?
The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
I'll help you.
Very well. I'll help you.
That name
I
rings
know
a
this
bell.
place
I think
means
we might have
something
met
to you.
her.
I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So
Oh,
Hampton
great.
became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
They will not attack. I'll protect you all. They are not far wrong. I'm gonna go with they are not far wrong because it's true. They're not far wrong.
Well, they are not far wrong. The hospital is almost crawling with vampires.
McCullum is a fanatic. The guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Well, shit. Well, shit. Poor Mr. Hampton. Sucks to be him. You almost got killed by your mate. You saw him come back from the dead. You saw a fight ensue. You saw him be a beast. Now you're turning into something very similar. Y'all fucked!
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Okay, so since I'm in the hospital, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually spend some time just running around collecting some respawned materials from crates and cupboards and whatever else. That should help me significantly.
It's locked, all right.
Damn it! There's probably loads of useful shit in there as well. I need it. I need it all. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
It's locked.
Way too many locked things now. Stop preventing me from looting this hospital. Shit. I probably should talk to everybody as well and see, like, see if I can get some information from people. Oh, hello. Okay, about the use of garlic and wooden stakes. Oh, okay. Dear brothers, I must now draw your attention to a very important point, the use of garlic as protection against vampires. Let's be crystal clear on the subject. Garlic will never protect you against those creatures, no matter how fresh, how strong, and how smelly garlic is, totally useless as a defense. I can never say enough how damaging that novel of Bram Stoker has been. Yes, of course, population of Slavic countries place garlic cloves in coffins. Yes, of course, inhabitants of Santorini Island hang garlic on their windows. There will be so much to write about this place, and someday soon, I hope to go back to this island to further explore its occult tradition. But that is not to protect the living from the devil. It is to tell the dead that they are aware of their malevolence. It is a symbol, nothing more and nothing less. So please, by all means, yes, wear garlic. Show garlic, hang garlic, and tell the shadows that you are not afraid. But if you are looking for supernatural protection, you will have to search much deeper into the forgotten secrets of the occult tradition. For here is the truth, my fellow brothers. Garlic does not repel vampire, but all the fresh plants will hurt them. It is as if their body could not stand the presence of botanical elements. I've never heard of vampires being weak to plants before. Well, actually, in the Vampire Diaries, there's a certain plant called Ravane, where if you kind of like, I think what they basically do is they kind of melt the plant down, and then vampires are like really affected by it. So there's a case of being affected by a plant, but all plants, that's pretty interesting actually. Okay, so as if their body could not stand the presence of botanical elements. I have seen an enraged vulp flee when whacked with a rose. Yes, a simple rose. I have witnessed a violent econ fall down and beg for mercy when struck by a wooden stake. I don't know why it is so effective, and I will give my left arm to find the answer to that mystery, but the truth remains nevertheless. Vampires are very sensitive to fresh herbs, plants, and woods. Cool. Okay. See, it pays off to actually walk around and explore, guys.
I wonder what your last thoughts would be, sir.
The pain.
What on earth happened here?
Oh my god. Yeah, I think it was that old lady that liked to gossip, right? Is there nothing I can collect in here? Really? Okay. Right. I am going to continue to look for shinies.
Yeah, you have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Okay, I don't see anything else for me to gather, guys, so I think it's time for me to start talking to people. So let's go back to the mess that has occurred and see if we can get anything new.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Okay. Where is Miss Jones's body?
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Okay, that's
Goodbye,
it from
nurse.
her.
Call me if you need assistance.
If we don't have the body of Mrs. Jones, she could turn into something as well.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Can you tell me anything about recent events at the hospital?
Before the shouts and the noises, I think I heard whispers coming from the stairs.
Oh.
2 voices. Maybe more.
Do you recognise them?
Recognize the voices? What did they say?
I couldn't hear. Sounded like they were arguing or something.
Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
The pain. It's here again.
Okay, so nothing else in there. Let's continue talking to people then. Right, you! It's been a while. Velma. Mistress
evening,
of the
Miss
Dark.
How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Is there anything you can tell me about the recent commotion here?
Many things can happen under cover of night, Dr. Reed. But I took no part in this massacre.
But did you see or hear anything?
I can't say I did. But the smell of fresh blood almost made me faint, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Can you tell me anything about the recent commotion in the hospital?
I'm sure it was not your fault, Dr. Reed.
My fault? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. It's just... I heard it was you who brought the murderer inside our walls. But you couldn't know, could you?
Could you? It's like he's not sure. Of course not.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently.
Yep.
Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
I'm not sure if it
Goodbye,
is just jealousy. I did think that originally, but I'm not so sure.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There's been an attack on the hospital though, my dear chap. I think you should probably answer some questions.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Nothing like this would have happened if we'd had enough staff and proper shifts.
So you don't think the blame is ours?
We all hold fast here, Dr. Reed. Our methods may differ, but we are all trying to make a difference.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
I'm so tired.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Please, tell me about
Just
the
ignored
recent
his
commotion
question.
in the hospital.
Asking
Miss
a
Jones
question
called for
now.
help from her bedroom.
Not answering his one though.
Some loud noises, like people fighting. All of a sudden, it went quiet. And then a nurse started screaming.
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was Nurse Hawkins.
Oh.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I'll never...
Okay. Right, couple more people to speak to.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Don't really care. I'm investigating other things. I'm
What
sorry.
Can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
It's a disgrace. How on earth can patients be attacked in their own rooms?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
I had shouting coming from the first floor. I was asleep when it started.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here.
Maybe she's just one of those people that
go
complain
all the way
about
to hell
everything all the time because she's so, like, spoiled and rich that, like, she just moans constantly. that type of character, we've all seen that type of character who comes from money and they're just like, oh, well, the carpets were so drab and, you know, the food was just mediocre, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, just moan about everything because they're so up themselves.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Oh, God.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
Overbearing mum, then, I guess.
Talk, Doctor.
I'm not going to make him
I
talk
have
more.
to go now, sir. But don't hesitate.
I was pretty
to contact
horrible
me
the
if
first
you need
time.
any help.
You will talk to me, despite having an incredibly sore throat. Okay, so Nurse Hawkins is who I'm looking for.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Everybody's afraid. Death has always been a frequent visitor. But murder? How can we cope with that?
As a nurse at this hospital, it is your duty to deal with these things as best you can.
Yeah. Until it's my turn to have blood spread all over the walls. I entered the room first, Dr. Reed. I've seen what that monster did to the woman.
Is that it? So we can't seem to pry any further despite somebody saying they think it was her that was screaming.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I guess that doesn't lead to anything important then. Okay, so find Sean Hampton at the East End docks. So I'm going to go ahead and save that for the next episode, guys. I'm pretty happy with going around looting, talking to everyone and whatnot. So yeah, I'll save that for the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, favourite, share, and of course subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out all the support links down below in the video description, guys. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate those of you going the extra mile and wanting to help fund the channel. But anyways, guys, thank you so much, take it easy, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye!